Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. It's another War Thunder high-tier German tank battle. This time coming to you from 28 October 2017. I was grinding as hard as I could for my KPZ 70 in anticipation of the War Thunder 50th anniversary sale. And I started out in my Leopard A1A1, headed over for the C point where I will usually go. There's a fair bit of cover and just a little bit of right about here where you're exposed to fire from anybody who gets over to those the camping spot up in C8 there on the mini-map, but you're usually pretty safe from it. You can see most of the team on the mini-map is heading over towards the A point. There are a couple guys that'll end up coming over to C here where I'm going, but they end up holding back a little bit, and it really doesn't just cost me, it costs everybody, but we'll get to that. Anyway, that's not really what the video is about. It sort of leads to the point of the video, but you'll see what I mean. So coming around up here to the C point, I've got a flanker out to my left. I didn't really notice that everybody was sitting back, of course, because I was focusing on driving forward and getting up to the capture points. Chieftain comes up around the corner, I get a take a hit from him, go to get a shot back at him, and the gun barrel does the it's in third person, it doesn't know what it wants to aim at thing, and it ends up shooting way low instead of where I had it aimed. Which causes quite a problem because now this chieftain is going to be able to reload and I don't have the advantage of shooting at him again. I can kill him through his lower plate, but he's got a side shot on me that's very likely to end up in a one-shot ammo detonation, so as artillery is coming in, I'm backing around trying to use the artillery for cover, and you can see in the background there's a T-54 who spots me and hits me, does damage to the engine, and injures one of my, knocks out one of my crew. And then I take another hit from another guy back behind me, and the T-54 moves up into a position where he can shoot me again, and by the time I'm going to be able to reload and repair and get everything fixed on my Leopard, it's pretty much going to be too late. Thankfully, I did get the capture, which is pretty much what made the difference. Or this battle would have been already over for me. So you can see a whole lot of enemy presence coming in on C, and a whole lot of friendly presence taking their time getting there. So I respawned in my AR-234B and came back in for a bomb strike at the C point. You can see where people are shooting, so that's where I'm focused in. Obviously I skipped ahead a little bit. I dropped my bombs just a little bit short, and I think the T-54 saw them coming. I did get a little bit of a hit on him, but that was pretty much it. As I circled back around here to make a recon pass over the battlefield, you can see a whole bunch of enemy tanks moving up into our spawn. And it's looking pretty ugly here. So I shut the engines down and made my way back in to slow down and get a landing. And just let the team know there's a whole bunch of bad news coming into our spawn, so get ready for it as I try to get back and land and rearm and reload. So we'll skip forward a little bit here and pick up when I'm coming back into the battle. Save you guys a little bit of Arado landed repairing time. At this point in the battle, we're actually holding 2 of the capture points, but it's not going to last very long. We got a little bit too many people in the air, for one thing. But they're taking the B point. I'm asking the team to mark enemies on the map for big bombs, but I don't think most of them spoke English, or they weren't acknowledging it if they did. So, didn't really have a lot of coordinating going on. However, as I'm driving up to the B point, you can see multiple enemies inside the point here. They saw me, did some damage to my wing, which dragged my right wing down and made me crash, but I got the bombs off into position and really should have had 3 kills there, but the way that terrain leveling works and stuff, I'm sure that T-54 shouldn't have survived there, but anyway, I got 2 out of 3, and that's pretty good. So came back in my 335A1 that I'm still working on, trying to get it maxed out and spaded for ground ground attacking and any events that it might ever get to be in. So I'm heading back in to hopefully take out the last guy at B there that I saw, the T-54 who survived. That's the last known for sure target I have, so that's my point of reference that I'm heading towards. And I see what I thought was a BMP-1 driving up, so I lined up on him, fired the 30 mils at him. I've got the heavy armor-piercing rounds for the 30 mil. Thought for sure I was going to take the wing off on the tree there. It turned out he was a PT-76, not a BMP, but from a distance they're pretty similar, and from up close they've got the same general shape, so either way you can kill them with HVAP rounds for sure. Now, I first thought that Canberra that just crashed there thought that he was coming in low for a pass, and I was leading him way out ahead, where would have actually hit him. But it turned out my the angle that he was heading into the ground was a little tricky there, and he was actually shot down and crashing. But regardless, I lined up on this guy that I thought... I didn't realize he had just spawned there. I thought he had just come into sight, so came in, did a strafing run on him, dropped some bombs, came in so close that I actually bottomed out the rear propeller, which wasn't good, but the bombs were real close. The bombs were right where they needed to be. Unfortunately, they didn't quite have the effect as he was still spawn protected. And I did actually take a hit from a 105 tank gun there, which is what took the wing off, but I was already fatally damaged by the Falcon, I think. So that's why the credit for the kill went to the Falcon and not to whatever Coco Tuna was driving there. He's the one who said in chat, aha, 105mm anti-aircraft gun. He did actually hit me and knock the wing off, but I don't think it showed... I don't know if he would have gotten kill credit for it or not. Regardless, on my screen it showed that the Falcon got me, who was also shooting at me at the time, so I'm not entirely sure how that turned out. At any rate, I came back in my JPZ-45 and sped my way to the A-point to try and see what I could do to kill whoever was there capturing the A-point back for them. And sure enough, as I come around the corner, there's somebody who appears. It's for sure an IS-6. I actually got a pretty decent hit into him, took out his driver. I was going to be finished in a second before I could reload, but somebody else killed him. And no sooner did that happen, and I was ready to move in for the A-point, that I get bombed out by a Yak-7V. And that brings us finally to the point of the video, and the title of the video. And that is the FLAKPANZER 1 Gepard. So first thing, immediately upon spawning, take advantage of my spawn protection, because I'm expecting to get shot in the spawn any second, and do a search for that Yak-7 who had just bombed me, because I know he's got to be around somewhere. I hear my friendly Kugelblitz firing, trying to track where he's shooting, and that works. He leads me right to the Yak-7B. I get some pretty good tracking in on him, take him out, and there's kill number 1 in the Gepard. I know it should be Gepard. I'm going to say Gepard because it flows better. Forgive me. Now, I am extremely aware of the giant shoot me sign spinning around on the top of my turret. So I pulled up here and stopped to just kind of have a last stand, essentially, for them inevitably driving into our spawn. And they're going to come either to my left over here, past this row of burned out buildings along the main road here, Charlottenburger, or they're going to come to the right along the same thing. So I'm just sitting here waiting for them to come in, essentially. And I hear them coming over to the right. I see them getting marked on the mini-map, and I decide, alright, we're going to push forward and meet them head-on and see if I can't get a little bit of a... maybe catch a little ambush over here. Now, you can see the guy who's shooting right there, so obviously I know where he is. And I decide I'm going to pull up along behind these wrecked-out tank hulks here and see if I can't catch an ambush on them on the side. If you look in the upper left, you can see a chieftain coming up as well, so I know I've got at least 2 enemies moving in. And there are actually quite a few more than that coming just behind this berm here to my immediate left that you can't see. Check back behind me quick just to make sure nobody was sneaking up on me there. And just held and waited. Totally expecting to be spotted by the radar dish spinning, but you can see a T-44-100 and that chieftain coming. The Chieftain I killed him immediately for the second kill with the Gepard, but he has to have had only 3 crew members left, or 2 maybe. And then got another crew knockout on the T-44-100 there coming up the hill, and then this T-62 comes in, shoots me, somehow doesn't hull break me, which I expected, and then inexplicably just ignores me. I know he's got a reload, but he totally just let me go there, and then a second later I'm able to kill him for the 3rd kill. Or 4th kill, rather, with my Gepard. And then there's a T-54 over there in that ditch there that I started lighting up, and hopefully trying to get a piercing shot into his turret and either kill him or disable his gun breach, and then our Leopard, or Panther 2 rather, finished him off for me. So pulling forward over here, I spot an M60, a very Murica M60. Somebody else shooting in the background there, and then another T-54 here, and this is where I decided, YOLO, going in after him, the heck with it. Burned out one of my guns here, but actually kept firing with the 2nd barrel that's remaining, and got my 5th kill with the Gepard against a whole bunch of tanks and airplanes. Finally got knocked out by an M47 from back by the corner there of the Reichstag, but I couldn't believe it. I mean, 1 airplane and then 4 main battle tanks killed with my Gepard that just has the regular basic ammo belts. It was hilarious. I wish I'd been recording it live. It would have been so much funnier. Although I don't know that I would have said anything because I was in disbelief the whole time. But anyway, I decided not to bother respawning in another vehicle here because we were just going to get killed out anyway. And I may have gained a little bit of extra research, but I'd already died 5 times in the battle, and I figured that was probably enough. Still, though, I don't think I've ever had a battle like that with the Gepard, so if only we'd won. But of course, if we'd won, this wouldn't have been a situation that would have ever happened, so. And look at all that research I gained for the Gepard, too. But there you can see 5 deaths, a capture, a couple of assists, 7 kills, an air kill. Total of 8 kills there, a whole bunch of awards, and the kill feed just cracks me up. Look at the bottom there. From 10:46 right up until the next 3 minutes. Beautiful. So that'll do it for today. I hope you guys liked this one. I thought it was hilarious. I look forward to bringing you more War Thunder soon. Thank you for checking this one out. Have a great day, everybody, and don't forget to sharpen up those Gepard belts.